innovation, safety, and financial well-being.
My entire bumper's been hanging off for about a year now.
These are some of the core tenets of the Church of Dynawology. While some of these other organizations might try to woo you with kind words and fancy talk, we here at the Church of Dynawology believe that actions speak louder than words. That's why we went out and set 5 new world records in the sport of rock climbing, one of which may be the biggest world record of all time. The first world record we went out to set was the furthest backwards dyno. Due to not having eyes in the back of my head, I like to call this the blind man's dyno. The next dyno record we went out to set was the 180-degree dyno. My initial plan was to start facing the wall and rotate 180 degrees while in the air. This proved to be a little bit more difficult than I thought and significantly more painful than I had planned, which was unfortunate because doing the dyno the opposite way was equally as difficult. Now I know what you're thinking. That wasn't much of a 180-degree dyno, that was more of a 90-degree dyno. Well, that's why I decided that if any of you can submit a clip of you doing an actual 180-degree dyno of any height, I will count it. You just have to go up a little bit. You can't catch the same holds you started on because that's not a dyno. The next record we went out to set was the largest downward dyno. Now, for those of you that are unfamiliar with downward dynos, they are generally frowned upon in the rock climbing community. This is because downward dynos are extremely bad for your shoulders and have a pretty high injury rate. Due to the high likeliness of injury, we at the Church of Dynawology found Ryan to be the perfect candidate to set this world record.
Oh.
Hey! Nice. After Ryan had finally set the world record, we ran into a bit of an issue. The Church of Dynawology legal team reached out to us and told us that if any of you guys tried to break the downward dyno world record, we could get in legal trouble if you get injured. And the best thing to do is to just not include it in the video at all. But I had an even better idea. What if Ryan were to set a downward dyno record that was so massive it would just be completely impossible to break? This led to Ryan setting what is probably the largest world record in all of rock climbing.
World record!
After Ryan had set a 30-foot downward dyno world record, I felt inspired, and I thought I'd give another crack at taking the title away from Toby Seeger and the Step Up Dyno world record. Now, I haven't quite got the world record yet, but I did get about 6 inches closer than I did last time. So if you're watching this, Toby, be ready. Now for this next record, I just want to start by saying I did think it would come out a little bit differently than it did. I'm just going to start by showing you the next record and leave it up to you to determine what you think it is. Now, initially my plan was to do the furthest lateral dyno world record and then reveal to you afterward that it was actually fake and have you be surprised Pikachu about it. Unfortunately, my stop motion abilities were not quite up to par with what I thought they were. So while the record doesn't look quite like I thought it would, the category still remains the same, which is the fakest dyno world record. If you're wondering what kind of bogus record that is, then you're kind of starting to see the point of the Church of Dynawology. Anything that hasn't been done before is a world record. So if you guys have any ideas or anything you want to do, send them to me, and you'll probably set a world record in the Church of Dinoology. That being said, the next world record actually came from one of you guys in the comments. The Campus Dino World Record. The best I was able to do is like 2.5 feet. I didn't measure it. I think it's probably somewhere around 2.5 feet. I already know someone's gonna break this if they try. I'm terrible at campus dinos, so if you want an easy dino, go ahead and submit it. The only rule, you can't use the campus board because that's way too easy. And if you're looking for some inspiration and want to try to set a world record but you can't think of anything, here's some of the unfinished categories that we weren't able to do. We have the 360-degree dino, the bat hang dino, which good luck, and the 90-degree gravity switch dino. So get out there, fellow dinoists, and set some new world records in the name of the Church of Dinoology.